Driving, especially in places like the United States, is a very crucial component to everyday life. We need to drive in order to go to work, get food or clothing, and it's even a necessity for a large percent of the population just to get to school. Essentially, driving is a necessity because it gives us access to our other needs. When it comes to you in particular, driving is also very important. Until you're 16, you can't participate in most activities that require this basic mode of transportation, or at the very least, you are completely dependent on others to do the driving for you. Although those who drive between the ages of 16 and 19 only account for a small portion of the population, about 11% of the entire United States population, you in particular are very susceptible to driving-related incidents. In particular, drowsy driving continues to be a very prominent factor among teen deaths in your age group and injuries, accounting for approximately 100,000 crashes and 1,500 deaths in the United States each year, according to the United States National Safety Council. Of this, those aged between 16 and 24 account for about half of all drowsy driving-related incidents. What this means is that in the United States, younger people are far more prone to drowsy driving-related crashes. Those aged 16 to 24 in particular account for not but 22% of the total population, but also half, or 50%, of all drowsy driving-related crashes, injuries, and deaths. This is proportionally even greater for those aged younger, between 16 and 19. It's quite easy to underpin the causes of large issues, such as driving and drowsiness. However, it's far more hard to actually fight and fix these issues. You are, on average, far more susceptible towards drowsy driving because in comparison to other age groups, you are far more likely not to have enough sleep. In fact, only about 10% of teens as a whole are getting the recommended 8 to 9 hours of sleep each night. This continues to be an issue in our daily lives. As more work is put on you, younger people and teens in particular, you may tend not to get enough sleep. A lack of sleep in particular is a result of numerous factors, much of which we may not even be capable of changing. Current methods towards effectively making sure people, you in particular, achieve the recommended hours of sleep can be seen in both addressing the systemic access to sleep as well as important methods towards personal growth. These issues can largely be attributed to both school start times and personal health-related initiatives. Changing one's itinerary, for starters, is among the most important things to do when addressing most health-related issues. However, it's also one of the greatest challenges. This, of course, includes drowsiness and, to a greater extent, the risks associated with drowsy driving. Going to sleep earlier or even taking naps during the day can show quite beneficial towards getting more of the recommended hours of sleep per night, between 8 and 9 hours in particular. What this typically entails is that work, also typically associated with school, for teens at least, is done earlier in the day. Getting better sleep is shown to also have a correlation between exercise and, when addressing electronic devices, it would be best to stray from them just before going to sleep. The greatest issues facing these factors are contributed to time management, both of yourself and of the school. In fact, studies show that later school start times lower average teen drowsiness, positively impacting your health as a student, both on the road and in the classroom. However, while school start times are trending towards 1 to even 2 hours later than they are currently, an important factor that is necessary, regardless of better time allocation or even school start times, is consistency. When addressing sleep deprivation, no matter the outcome of your solution, if it is temporary, then the long-lasting effects of sleep deprivation will come back to negatively affect your health. This is shown not just in drowsy driving, but in every other major health complication, from mood swings and bad temper to cardiovascular impediment and heightened risk of disease. Therefore, when understanding the issue of driving, especially with reference to teens, it's important to note that sleep deprivation is a very crucial component which not only affects driving incidents, but other very harmful aspects associated with better health. When understanding what it is that you need in order to achieve a healthier lifestyle, it's important to know what it is that influences you and how to work with and or around it. With consideration to numerous implications that drowsy driving has on the health of younger generations, from increased risk of disease to issues in driving, it is important to know that your health is very much so relative. But when it comes down to the implications of sleep deprivation, there is no other way around fixing the problem other than consistency. Making sure you get enough sleep is far more crucial towards your health than you may think. Okay, let's wrap that up at exactly 6 minutes.